Isn't there like coming into the outdoor or out the indoor? Or, isn't there a song like that in the? Oh no, I think it's the title of an album, but I'm not remembering.
I don't remember it.
Those who remember in the outdoor or
Huh,
something like that.
huh.
I think.
Hey,
Have you ever
John,
done that? Have you ever gone into like a restaurant and gone in the outdoor or out the indoor?
John, I'm a rule follower. I don't do
Yeah.
like that. And John, I just wanted to show you I've got two color images that I've ever published and put oh, I've got that thing backwards. Put on my website. This is one of them.
Oh, and where is that?
That's just south of Bandon,
Okay.
Port Orford area.
Okay.
So here's a question for you and I. What if we were going to talk about something tonight that would take our 808 followers?
800, well, by now, because we're like four, we might be up to 809 or 10.
But what if we were going to do a topic that would drop that down to 800? Would we avoid that topic or would we jump in anyway?
Oh, I think you and I, we would
Yeah,
jump in
jump in
anyways. Yeah.
anyway. Well, we were
We,
going to talk
we've
about
already
camera
pissed off
clubs,
a couple of people.
but we were going to talk about camera clubs, and we just said
Oh,
we might anger people. Maybe we'll still do that one.
yeah.
Okay, I was reading this great. Actually, it was a YouTube video,
Okay.
and his guy was called Robert Cassard, and he
Okay.
talks about music and guitar playing. I don't know the guy. Do you know him?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he
I've
was
seen the
talking
channel. Yeah.
about, was John Lennon a great guitar player? And he said, great guitar players nowadays are a dime a dozen. There's
Yep.
hundreds and hundreds of them. And he said this about John Lennon. It's not just that he could play those riffs, he came up with them.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. Anybody can listen to some song, practice it 1,000 times, and then go on stage and imitate it, and people will be impressed.
Yep.
But we ought to be more impressed with the person who thought of it, who created it.
Yeah.
That made me think about our photography. How many people will see an image and they run out to imitate it? And I know that there are those who believe there's value in imitating a photograph because it teaches you some new skill. But I think that is not just worthless, but it's harmful.
Mm.
We've got to get out of seeing through the eyes of others and seeing through our own eyes.
Yeah.
Imitation is not the sincerest form of flattery. It really isn't.
Yeah.
So anyone can be a great imitator and a great technical photographer, but what idea can you come up with that's unique?
I love that. It reminds me of the Frank Zappa quote that we've used before, where Frank Zappa, essentially, to paraphrase,
Oh,
he's being interviewed and he's talking about you've been considered one of the guitar virtuosos, right? And he responds kind of like, huh? Almost like me. And he says, some people, and he says essentially says what you just said. Some people become master technicians and they practice the solo over and over and over and over and over again so that they come out on the stage and the audience receives exactly the same solo every night after every night, and Frank then says, that's not what I do. I go out and I feel the moment, I feel the audience, I feel what's happening, and I play whatever comes out of here. I
yeah.
express what's ever happening.
He
And I,
says he knows how long he has to play, and that's it.
yeah, yeah.
Who did we do that webinar with? Somebody who we were talking about jazz musicians and
Oh,
how,
totally forget. Oh, that's right. John is his partner. John and
oh, shoot, we'll come up with it.
yeah,
But they said that, these
Jack.
classical orchestras practice and practice and practice and play precisely in exactly the same way. But a jazz musician is just kind of like playing like Zappa.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's probably much more difficult than being technically proficient who can do it exactly the same
Yeah.
way night after night.
Well, it's interesting. And then this thought ties into, I believe, our last conversation or one of our last conversations, where we're saying, what would you rather be?
Ah,
you know and so I think I'd rather be the guy who can free form play jazz. That's where I want to be, is just let it happen, and free form jazz, without having to think so much about it. But yeah.
And I think that there might be critics who say, oh, yeah, fine, you expressed yourself, but look, you're not exactly sharp. And if you would have used focus stacking, you could have gotten this and that into it. And they'll have all these, they focus again, where does your focus go? If it's on the technical, maybe you look at an expressive image and you're thinking about all the things they could have done, should have done.
Yeah.
But we're about trying to express ourselves through our photography.
Yeah.
So
Different mindset. Good stuff, bud. Hey, I even noticed on your website you have a color portfolio, and there are just two images in
2
there.
images. Yeah.
Take care.
See ya.